Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
Hello, lovelies. I think I see people coming in. Hello. It's Tuesday, Transformational Tip Tuesday. Delighted that you could meet me here in the clubhouse. It's time to get busy, so come on in. Let's do this. We got wind outside. You can see that through my window there. It's just been super windy today and a little chilly. How are y'all? Kimberly Gray, hello. Good to see you. Enormous success, by the way, on the sprint. Good for you. Proud of you. Hi, Trisha. Good to see you. And Denise. Denise is in the house. And here comes everyone else. Here's a Transformational Tip Tuesday. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Amber. Oh, it's going to be a good day in the neighborhood. You know, yesterday we talked about the power of belief and how that moves into the power of decision. Well, guess what? We are going to take it over now to the place of, so how do you get new beliefs? Because I think this is the part where we start connecting all those little dots. There's a ton of dots, tons of dots. This stuff was great. This is from a conference that I went to. I give credit where credit is due. This is David Bayer. He has the, the personal transfer. Oh gosh, why can't I think of the name of his thing? But it's for business people. But the principles are timeless, and I think you're really going to enjoy this. I strongly suggest you take notes, simply because these are all actionable stuff. Hi, ladies. I see Emily and Beverly. Come on in. Thanks so much for joining me again. You know, I say this repeatedly. I'm always going to say it. But, I'm fully supportive of you, and I really appreciate the fact that you're fully supportive of me. You know, this is how we keep that continuum going, that loop. And it's just, it's magical, really. It's magical. There's my girl, Sarah. This week we are doing the Be Strong, Get Strong challenge, and it is phenomenal. You can go watch it at any time if you want to. Yes, today is day 2. We have 10 days. It ends just before Thanksgiving. It's a free program, and what this does is helps you move the needle on, there's so much confusing stuff, like, what do I do? Well, if you're home and you're saying, I'm not going to the gym, I'm not going to be doing this, I don't want to pay for that expensive program, whatever it is, this is free. And I will show you and demonstrate for you in pictures, not videos, for heaven's sakes, just pictures, how to do each exercise. There's modifications, of course, and it helps because it shows you how to strength train your body using your own body weight, and how to really up your level of fitness. It just, Sarah's calling it the Get Sore Beast, the Be Store, Get Store, whatever, Stay Sore challenge. Yeah, it's going to make you sore. It works the whole body. There's a whole schedule in there. There's time off, so that your body, remember this always. This is a takeaway. Anytime you work out, you need rest afterwards. This is restorative. This is healing. You have microfiber tears sometimes in your muscles, and they need a day off. You just keep doing it. That's how you get injured. So I don't want that for anybody. And let's be gentle with ourselves. Let's be kind. But let's also, do a little push here and a little push there, and give our bodies the opportunity to heal and do the things that it needs. At this stage and age and stage in my life, I'm about being strong. That is my whole framework. Strong. Bathing suit, sure, I'll wear a bathing suit. I might not be the prettiest girl on the beach with a bathing suit. Do I care? No, but I'm strong. I can swim. I'll put on a bathing suit. I'll feel good in this bodysuit of mine We do the best that we can with what we've got. And this is what this is going to teach you. It is 100% free. You can download all the resources. Go to savingdinner.com/strong and pick up your goodies. For heaven's sakes, we have so many things that we give away, and we do this continually because it's a journey. And this is also, by the way, this is the Daily Dish Show, where we are getting vibrancy back into your life, heart, mind, body, and soul, because that's what we all need. We need that connection. We don't need to disconnect anymore from our bodies by going on, in our heart, mind, and soul, by going on these nutso diets. Am I right? Do you want to keep peeing on sticks and sticking your finger and measuring macros, micros, and using all your resources up on your phone for all the apps that you need? Do you want to spend your time as it's out like a part-time job managing all this stuff? Well, it doesn't need to be that way. And further, I'll take it a step further, you can learn how to eat intuitively once you understand the principles and the science behind all of it. That's what we're about. And we also understand that we cannot divorce ourselves from our bodies. We're part of this whole thing. We're part of the whole equation, because how we eat is going to affect how we feel. How we eat is going to affect how we think. What we do is going to show up, obviously, on our backsides, and it's also going to show up in just how the pain levels we have and all the rest of it. So we're circling the wagons and bringing this all home, because we live here in these bodies of ours. We live here. So when we address all of it, we get to, take all that yumminess and lift that boat. The rising tide lifts all boats. That's what we're about. And it's worked well for us. So thanks for coming, and thanks for sharing, and thanks for commenting. Thanks for all the stuff that you do. And super fun. Last night we talked about skin too, because why? Your skin covers your bodysuit. Have you noticed that? And your skin is also your health's calling card. How you are inside is going to be reflected on your skin. There's a lot of different factors there. We talked about all of it last night. So go take a watch if you haven't yet. And again, free to watch, savingdinner.com/skin. It's all there for you. And it was real. And I will tell you, just prepare yourselves. It was like a girls' night out. We giggled our fanny bones off last night. There was, we talked about Dr. Pimple Popper, if you know who that is. We talked about baby foot. I mean, we talked about all these different things, and I had my stomach hurt. I was laughing so hard. It was hilarious. You got to see it just for the Q&A, and the chat. You got to read the chat. It's a riot. We had a good time. This is how we connect, by the way. Have you noticed that? This is where our connections happen, is right here online. And let me just say this. There are real people behind those comments. And the real people who are connecting with you. And I believe with all my heart, it's not by accident. It's by divine design. God brings us together. And we are this motley crew who just desire to do better in our lives. We are this motley crew that want the best for you as well. And when you have that kind of synergy, you do get that lifting tide. So it's so much fun. The webinar was good. I felt like we had some really good information there. I also felt like we just had a lot of fun. That's the best thing. A lot of fun. Your skin we all want pretty skin, right? But it doesn't just happen. It's not just genetics. It's not just like, oh, she was blessed, I wasn't, boo. It doesn't work like that. And I'll explain all the reasons why and all the things that you can do. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be a couple of things you're going to say, what? You'll see. You'll see. Got to go watch it. savingdinner.com/skin. Enjoy it. And then stick around for the Q&A, because you're going to laugh your buns off when you're watching the comments and hearing some of the stuff that we were talking about. It was a riot. Also, where else are we? Fridays, Q&A always, so send your questions in. Why not? Got a question about nutrition, cooking, whatever. Send them in to support@savingdinner.com, and question for Leanne on Friday in that subject line, so it gets to me. You will get your question answered at the same time on Friday. Scout's honor. How do we do this? That's how we did it, right? Scout's honor. All right. Or is that brownies and this is Scouts? I don't remember. Anybody remember that stuff? Whatever. The other thing is too, people are picking up our menus like crazy. We have a Thanksgiving menu for you. How about that? Exactly what to do, what needs to be done in advance, and now is the time to really get on that. You can go to savingdinner.com/thanks. We have timelines, recipes, shopping lists, troubleshooting guides, and we have all the things put together in one package so you can just print it off. It doesn't matter how you eat, paleo, keto, classic, you're gonna get all the stuff. How about that? Pretty fun, huh? Yep, that's what I say. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Yeah, you've got all of your stuff. And listen, one other thing I want to mention, because we've been getting such great feedback, is that you love the show notes. Let me just tell you something. Amber busts her buns every single day, taking notes, translating all of that stuff, and putting it out every single day in an email. So this stuff is needle moving because it will help you, especially if you miss a point or if these are of value to you. You're gonna really like it. All you have to do is go to Saving Dinner and sign up for our emails. It's that simple. You'll get menus and recipes and shopping lists to go with it as well. But you'll also be getting those daily show notes, which are gold. You can't miss that. So check that out. Go to savingdinner.com. When the annoying pop-up comes up, just fill it out, and I promise we won't bother you after that. I hate pop-ups. But you know what? They're effective. We've tried it with and tried it without. They're effective. That's what I know. I guess that's it. Oh, we have supplement of the week. I don't want to miss this out because this is the last day. We have the apple cider vinegar, organic apple cider vinegar with the mother. You don't see supplements like this. This took forever to get formulated, but we got it, okay? This stuff is amazing for your digestion. It's great for your skin. It's a prebiotic, meaning that it feeds the good guys in your gut. You cannot go wrong with this, especially if you gag drinking organic apple cider vinegar and water, which I just have to plug my nose. Now it's a whole heck of a lot easier. Just take 2 of these right before you have a meal, like 15 minutes before a meal. Will help you with your digestion. We've had women say, oh, it's helped me with GERD. After years and years of dealing with GERD, and now taking this has made a difference. Pretty cool. So buy 3, we'll throw the 4th one into your cart. Absolutely free. Absolutely free. And if you put ships free in the promo code while you're checking out, we will also ship it to you absolutely free. You don't pay a dime. That's a lot of money. And guess what? If you live in the United States, you get it. But we can't do that internationally. I just want to point that out. And this little goodie, isn't she so cute? The Pinky's Upcut. These have been flying out the door as well. You get this if you buy $100 worth of stuff and you put the Mindful Mug promo in there. It's $5. If you buy $200, we'll give it to you. How fun. And you can do that quite easily if you're getting our Body Clutter skincare. That's you can find out about that. The Wise Women's Skincare. That's savingdinner.com/trio. It's also mentioned, and you have a discount in the webinar, so there's another incentive for going and checking out the webinar. Quote of the week. Obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eyes off your goal. Let's not do that. You get eyes on the prize means your eyes are on the goal. That's what that means. Eyes on the prize. That's where your focus goes. And where your focus goes and your attention goes and all of that goes, your emotions, your feelings, all the things, your thoughts, you obsess with it. Have you noticed that when that happens, that's exactly what you get back? Whether it's positive or negative, that's exactly what you get back. It's incredible. That's how your brain works. That's how the whole system works. This is by divine design. Again, back again, by divine design. Got to talk about that. So we have been talking, oh, by the way, somebody just said, where do you find this? You can find the supplement of the week by going to savingdinner.com/show. That's always where we put it. And, you can see the supplement of the week and read about it and make your decision there. But, don't dilly-dally. It's going quickly. Somebody said, I was reading a post on Facebook and they said, does anybody even use the word dilly-dally anymore, or shenanigans, or, you know, they had a whole poppycock and a bunch of stuff. And I was like, yes, all of them. They're such great words. Don't get used enough. I say, bring them on in. So poppycock. Yeah, I'll throw a few down every once in a while. You know that. So again, yesterday we were talking about the power of belief is the power of decision. And what we've noticed is we all have beliefs that don't serve us. Have you noticed that? Have you had a belief that you're just saying, yeah, it just doesn't work, but how do I flip it? What do I replace it with? How does this whole thing work? Well, tonight I'm going to talk about kind of the formula. And again, I got this from my friend David Bear, who explained it's kind of a phase step thing. But do this work, because when you do it, you're going to find yourself just, the lights are going to be flipping on all over the place. Those light switches, clip, 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 on. Because you'll find new discoveries about yourself, about what you think, and about, wow, I didn't even realize I was doing this. This is why we talk all the time about living in our conscious thoughts instead of the subconscious. And Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Belief, says that 95% of the population is just living life on automatic pilot and missing out on all of this. Now, how do you have vibrancy if you're constantly on automatic pilot? That's my question. And the answer is, you can't. You know, there are things that we want to do on automatic pilot, of course. You know, no, but I'm not asking you to go get mindful and scrub a toilet, ever. But I am going to ask you to be mindful about your plate. I'm going to ask you to be mindful about what you're eating and how you're hydrating. Mindful about your relationships. When we're mindful, that's when we level up and life becomes a whole lot more juicy. It can't if we're just going through the motions. Because at the end of the end of your life, you're going to go, is that all there is, really? You know that song, remember that song, is that all there is? Then let's just keep dancing. How sad. That's just a pathetic, statement about living life unconsciously, about not deliberately creating the vibrancy that you want in your life. Because it is deliberate creation, by the way. You can't just expect it. It doesn't just show up and knock on your door. Vibrancy is created by the Creator, and that is you. You do that. And yes, God is the one holding all the gifts and all the things and all the stuff, but he's just waiting to just dump it on your head. You know, it's incredible when we start to line up with this stuff and start to see how this all syncs and how this all comes together. I mean, it changes. Everything changes. Everything. Suddenly, life is a whole lot more interesting. Suddenly, your relationships change. There's a shift afloat. And shifting it means that your brain has shifted. The way you think has shifted. Maybe your entire belief system has shifted. Because oftentimes we have these old, tired beliefs that we've had for over and over and over, forever and ever, amen. And they've never once served us. As a matter of fact, they've held us back. I used the one yesterday, money's hard to come by, or you think, money grows on trees. I lived in scarcity mode my entire life. I didn't even realize it until about probably 5 years ago. You know, what is money anyway? It's not the root of all evil. It's the root of evil. It can be the root of evil, yes, if you're obsessed with it, but it is a tool. It does things. Nobody I know lives without money. You know, money is part and parcel. You can't go to the grocery store on your good looks, honey. You can't. Nor can you put gas in your car without any kind of money. So money's a tool. It does things for us. It's a service, really. And how we get it and how we deal with it and the way we treat it all comes back. Remember, everything is a loop. Everything has this loopy continuum, everything. Thought processes, relationships, and there's a constant feedback, a constant give, a constant take, and that's the healthiness of all of this. It's the synergy too. And when we understand that that's how we're built, with this loop here, this loop here, this loop, and it all comes together, we can see these processes, and we can see the things that we want to have in our lives that are going to support the life that we want to live. That's why we create goals and visions for ourselves. That's why we put our energy toward them. That's why we get excited about it and put some actual emotion behind it instead of things we can't control. What we can control is our goal for the future if we are looking at it, if we're applying consistent behavior toward that, and thoughts and emotions and actual doing. Action is the name of the game. So how do you attain new beliefs? Well, there's a couple of different steps that need to go into that, and you have to start first with the elimination of the bad beliefs. We all have an old belief or 2 or 10 that no longer serves us, that have just been around since the day you were born because it was how you were raised, it was how you were conditioned, it was all of the above. And I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying we just need to recognize what that is. And when we look at it and we see things and we say, you know what, that just doesn't work for me. Why have I believed that? Why have I been doing that? This is what happens when you get into the place of creating your own vibrancy, because now all of a sudden this stuff is in front of you and you're realizing, I've got to keep this in check. I got to figure out what this is about. What? I'm doing this doesn't work. And when we do that, we can eliminate it. And we have to clarify, though, what it is that we want. And I just saw Sarah just wrote that, which is interesting. We have to clarify exactly what it is that we want in this life. We do. With everything, and we are one, like I say, we walk around in this bodysuit, but we house our soul, our brains, our minds, our emotions, our empathy. Our whole being is housed in this skin of ours. And when we understand that and we know that so in order to do this life, I want to have vibrancy. So really, your vehicle, you need vibrancy, because without that, how are you going to get around? How are you going to do the things that you want to do? How is it going to be when you're saying, I just can't, my knees hurt, my butt hurts, my back hurts, my brain hurts, I can't parse a sentence together, I'm too tired, I can't go, it's too much walking. That's not vibrant. That's holding you back when you're not paying attention to your body. We got to pay attention to it. Your body demands nutrients. Your body demands movement and hydration and sleep. Your body demands being treated kindly. And by the way, have you noticed? You can trade your car in any time and get a different one. You can upgrade, downgrade, you can do whatever. You cannot do that with your body. This is it. That's all you got. Let's treat them better. So many times I've seen people just treat their cars beautifully and treat themselves like crap. And you can see it because of the fast food bags that are in the back seat of the car. We don't need to do that. We need to fuel ourselves excellently, think excellently, work on our relationships, work on everything, and all of these things. And it's not like this is overwhelming, we have to do this. It's just one thing at a time. It's one step at a time. But the first things first, eliminate the garbage that doesn't work. Yeah, Kimberly, vision boards. I'm all about it. My house came, that we are now under contract with, came the result of a vision board. We'll be getting into that, and we will be having a vision board workshop. We'll be having a Take Back Your Life journal workshop coming up toward the end of the year to set you up for 2021. Just stay tuned for all of it, because it's going to be epic, next level stuff. So the resistance in creating this stuff is the fact that they exist in the first place. Because your limiting beliefs are going to say, no, let's hold on to that. That's what your parents taught you. Those good people. Our parents are good people. Most of us had good people for parents. I mean, maybe, with their foibles and what have you. But good heavens and good grief. Just because it came from them, these great people who raised you and you had a happy childhood and whatever, does that mean that those beliefs that you're carrying with you now, 40, 50, 60 years later, are true? Question everything. Take a look at it. Listen, this is what affects how you set your goals and make decisions about yourself going forward. So you got to take a look at it. There's things that need to go. But remember, nature abhors a vacuum. It's not like we're just going to take those out and leave you with nothing. Then we're going to go back and start creating them. But you've got to learn about the philosophy, the tools, and everything that you need to permanently eliminate this stuff. Don't let it keep coming back in and sneaking in and saying, oh, but wait a minute, money's hard to make. Money's hard to get. You know, money doesn't grow on trees because it will rear its ugly head on a continual basis. So you have to learn about that. So that's that, because that gets you to the place of going to that next level. You can't do that until you realize what you've got. This is kind of the, you know, it's demo day. I've been watching a lot of HGTV, can you tell? It becomes demo day, right? It becomes demo day and getting rid of the stuff you no longer want so that you can build in something else. We demo, we take out the trash, and then we start building. Period. That's the way it works. That's the transformational part. That's what we're talking about big time today. So you have to design like this blueprint for your life that is congruent with a new belief system. You know, what do you want to produce? So when you say, I want to lose 50 pounds, I want to lose 100 pounds, whatever it is. So what is the belief system that's going to take you there? Is it what you've always thought? Do you think you're going to have to count calories and macros and pee on sticks and do all this other garbage that you just absolutely hate and it's always held you back? Or it's never worked for you, or whatever. You think it's just, oh, I'm just going to have to grit it out. Or maybe you need to change your beliefs. Maybe you need to change your beliefs. Maybe. Have you ever thought of that? Because when your belief system does not line up in perfect alignment, oh, excellent alignment, let's use that word. When you're not lined up, you can't follow through and get what it is that you want. Because it's hit and miss at that point. There's a little bit here and a little bit there, but it's a real bumpy path, and it doesn't have to be that way if you've done, you know, step one and eliminated all that garbage that needed to come down in the first place. Make sure the cleanup is absolutely thorough, and then start to build the things that are toward all those goals, all those visions that you have for your life. That's what creates your vibrancy, by the way. I have a phone call. I just let it go. The other thing is that you want to look at is that there's processes that go with that. It's not just a matter of, oh, I want to lose that, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that. Okay, so what's going to get you there? Because what got you to where you are right now, you can't just deconstruct that and fix what it is, right? You can't. You need to build new. It's all new. You need to take this is, I believe, where we need to come in a little bit humble. And this is where we need to come in and say, you know, I'm a learner. I need to learn these things. One of the things that's so helpful and so not helpful at the same time is all the stuff that's out there online. I read somewhere, or I heard, or this is what I read. You know, is there research behind that? Did you go and follow the research? Because when we follow the research, we can see this is really, you know, this is really factual. And even then, it can be kind of a crapshoot. Believe me, I know. I've gone down that rabbit hole. But when we do this is how we know what to do next. This is how we know this is a solid step to take. It's not on shaky ground. And you know, we're told to build our house on solid ground, right? You know that Bible verse. Well, we need to. Because when we build on solid ground, that whole building's not going to fall down. If we've just taken everything apart, all this belief system, and now we're building new, make sure it's solid. Make sure it's not just read. Make sure it's not from some fly-by-night guru or program or crazy nonsense supplement that makes you stay awake for 3 days. It needs to be solid. There needs to be steps in place, and there needs to be a plan. When we are students constantly, and you're learners, yes, I love that. That's so good, Mimi. She said, I'm a learner to be consistent with my health and how to eat and be healthy head to toe. That's exactly what we're talking about here. That's exactly what it is. Because doing this work, this is basically sketching out what you want your goals to be, but breaking down the stuff that's held you back from your goals, which is an old belief system. That doesn't serve. So this new one's going to. And the transformational part is designing that blueprint. That blueprint is psychological too, because it hits all the places that it needs to hit. If this, then that. If this doesn't work, then I can see my way toward that. If I understand that there's science behind this, then I can trust the process. All of these things make such a difference, because if you're just doing it because, oh, XYZ MLM, multi-level marketing program, drink this expensive shake stuff, and it is only going to cost you like $600 a month. And I've seen it all, and believe me, I've been approached by all of it too. And most of it, 98% of it is entirely crap, because they've got to pay all those people, all the way down. There's a lot of people to pay. And so, the product itself has got to be extremely cheap so they can do it. It's business model. It's not a put down on them. It's just how the business model works. So if we're going to implement specific processes and practices to build strength, we're going to be building habitual new patterns, new habits, new routines, new things, new structures, new foundation, all of it. We're building a new house here. And it requires excellent material. It requires research stuff. It needs to make sure that it's going to come in and meet you where you are. That's what the whole thing is. It aligns 100% with your goals. If it doesn't align with your goals, it doesn't belong there. Because that's one of the funny things, and it's weird, we're like this. I've seen this before, where people are just so hell-bent on doing something, even though at the end of the day, that's not their goal. They're trying to get something done just to prove that they can get done, And I'm using this example of running a race, and this is not on anybody, okay? And I'm talking to you, Sarah, it's not on you. But, when we get to the place of thinking, I'm hell-bent, I'm gonna run this race no matter what, and then we find that running doesn't work for us for a number of reasons or whatever. Okay, let that go. Really, at the end of the day, is it about running the race, or is it about being physically fit? That's what I mean when I say sometimes we have to reassess what it is that's the driver of that. It's the driver. We don't, just because we did something way back, I was a cheerleader way back when. Do you think I should go out and be a cheerleader now? I do not think so. Nobody's gonna wanna watch that. I can still kick it pretty high, I can still do sort of the splits, but that doesn't mean that I should be doing it now. We have to assess things according to where we are and what ultimately is the goal. The race isn't the goal really is, at the end of the day, is fitness, isn't it? That's it. We want to be physically fit. We want to be strong. This is a marker of doing that, and maybe it's appropriate for you, but maybe it's something else. Allow that kind of flexibility in, because then you are completely 100% personalizing this for your own experience and for your own benefit. It's not about everybody else. Remember, the only competition you have is yourself. Amen, says Sarah. And I want you to, nerd alert, but this is important. This part of it is important because your brain is involved in all of this. And when we understand this, that we have the opportunity to get ahead of our brain and not let our brain hold us back. We get to build new neural pathways. You've heard me talk about the Oregon trails in our heads, right? You remember the Oregon Trail from school. The Oregon Trail is when all these settlers went west, and the wagon wheels created tracks, big deep divots in the dirt. And as a matter of fact, 140 some odd years, more than that, 160 years later, there's still areas in the Oregon Trail where you can see those divots. Our brains are like that. We go the same path, and we have to fight. Well, when we create new neural pathways, we can have this whole thing of having brand new pathways to what it is that we want, especially when we realize that our wheels are getting stuck in those divots. It's not working anymore, and we're not going anywhere. So we pull the plug on that, and we plug into the new neural pathways. That's what repetition does. That's what happens when you create new habits, and you stick with them no matter what. Even if you don't feel like it, you just stick with them. And you go forward a little bit here and a little bit there. You adjust as necessary, and it becomes easier as you go. This is the beauty of having habits. This is the beauty of having routines. And don't think for a minute that once you've created a routine, then that's it. Maybe for, some cleaning your house like Fly Lady says, but not for yourself, not for your own personal development, not for your fitness, and not even for your eating. It needs to have a little bit of flexibility. There are things that are always going to be there. I'm always going to be saying to you, sleep. You know that. I'm always going to be saying to you, hydrate. You know that as well. And work on dealing with your stress. You know that. Those are three, huge things that need to be in place. And the fourth would be anti-inflammatory food, always, no sugar, etc. And those are the four pillars of the whole thing. And then the rest of it flows. The rest of it, you just kind of work your way through. But this is the foundation. This holds up the whole building. And then the last phase of this whole thing okay, so remember we started number one, step one was elimination, step two was transformation, and step three is habituation and repetition. Because that's reinforcing these new beliefs. That's creating the neural pathways. And remember I talked about the loops? That's part of the loop. So when you make the loop, things really start to change. Now, here's something that I have been doing. Sarah says, when making new habits, sometimes I need to squirt myself with a water bottle. No, bad Sarah. Oh my God. Like you would a dog or a cat. Yeah, I understand that. But I've got a better one for you, because I think this is the thing that will really help you. One of the things that's hard and difficult to make a transition from being a non-water drinker to a water drinker is like this is all new, and you think all you do all day is drink water and pee, right? It feels like that. But try, and your thirst mechanism maybe isn't working. Well, every time you go to drink water, or you have your hot melt mix or whatever, you just say, I'm thirsty. Because remember how powerful I am statements are? I'm thirsty. And watch how your thirst mechanism turns on, because our brain is listening. We have this place in our brains called the amygdala, and it doesn't like risk, doesn't like change, wants to keep everything the same, doesn't want to move. The amygdala is like having a stubborn 3-year-old sitting in the middle of Target saying, nope, not gonna move, not gonna do anything. I'm standing my ground, give me my toy. That's your amygdala. So we can change this up by just ignoring the amygdala and saying, I am thirsty. I am thirsty. And watch how this changes. I did this myself, and my thirst mechanism switched back on. How about that? And all of a sudden, drinking water was not a big deal anymore. That's how we get over these humps. We start saying what we want to be. I am an athlete. I'm strong. I'm in control of my own life. I have a strong voice in my life. All of these things. Because when we do, Jenny says, some days I feel like I need to move my desk into the bathroom, with a picture of a toilet, of course. Thanks, Jenny. I get it, I know. But this is what I'm talking about. This is why repetition is so helpful. This is why all of this stuff works. You get to scientifically flip the switch on everything by telling yourself something and by doing it on the constant, on the daily, every single day. We do it and we get some things anyway, onto automatic pilot, and the things that we need to be mindful with now become a habit of being mindful. And that's automation right there. That's the beauty of flipping the switch and of putting these things on automatic pilot. And then I will say, step 4, if you're not connecting with people who are on the same page as you, you're not connecting. Nobody does this in a bubble. Nobody's isolated. Nobody is doing this victoriously all on our own. There's probably a few, but wouldn't it be better to do it with a community of like-minded women who are definitely wanting to do the same thing? That when you show them your exercise pictures or what you cooked that night or whatever, you've got 5, 6, 10, 15, 90 people coming by and saying, wow, that looks good. Good for you. How'd you do that? Tell us about this. Because right now, it's a tenuous time. Right now is a tenuous time. We're getting ready to go into the holidays, and we're all, some people are getting shut down already and what have you. So we need each other. This is how we're built. It's in our DNA. It's in our DNA. You have this opportunity. Don't squander it. Don't leave it behind. Don't say, well, you just don't like Facebook or this, that, or the other. You know what, sister? This is all we've got. This is where we are. And this is where your people are. So, circle the wagons, come on in, It's always wonderful where we are. We hang out at the Hot Melt Sprint group. You're missing out if you're not in there, because the women in there are absolutely phenomenal. We've never had such a group of women who are, they are the lifting tide. They are the lifting tide, and they are lifting all the boats. That's how it works. That's how it works. So remember this: daily rituals, meditations, visualizations, dreams, goals, and getting some emotion behind it. This is everything. This is how you get those beliefs flipped and out of the picture so that you can concentrate on the new stuff. The new stuff is the thing that's going to get you where you want to go, and it's going to go a whole lot faster if you're willing to let go of the crap that has held you back for so long. Those are our limiting beliefs, and we all have them. We all have something that needs to be looked at. So when you find yourself in a place of, oh, I'm on the struggle bus or whatever, what are you believing about that struggle bus? What are you believing about that struggle? Why is it hard? And start to break it down, and you'll start to find a belief that supports that, and that's the thing that needs to go. That's where this good work comes in. It takes a minute to do this, and it develops over time. It's just not, I'm not telling you to sit down for 10 minutes and get her done. No, it's not like that at all. I'm saying put it down and start being conscious of all this stuff in your life, because that consciousness is going to create the new path that you want. Because when you see the stuff that doesn't work anymore, you're going to get rid of it easily. It'll stand out like a sore thumb. That's a promise. I have seen this over and over again. And when you're also somebody just said that the Hot Melt Sprint is a sisterhood, and it is. Absolutely, I love it. I don't remember who said that. Mimi said it. Absolutely, 100%. But you will see it, and that's the other thing about having a sisterhood. They mirror us. They mirror what we're thinking, and they might say, hey, no, check this out or whatever. Plus we have, a bazillion resources, and we keep each other in that tight place. We need each other. We need each other. We can't be solo artists. We are not lone wolves out there. We're women who need each other. This is our collective and our connection. Let's gather the wagons and circle them. Let's do this, ladies. We've got this. So what is your alignment assignment with all of this? Well, just follow the steps. 1, eliminate the stuff that no longer works. The stuff that's sticking out to you. The other stuff, it will reveal itself as you go forward. And number 2 is transformation. That transformation happens as you start to build the plan of the things that will work, as you start to create within your own blueprint of what it is that you want. And just remember this: when you see your goal, when you have your vision, and when you can feel it and put everything you have behind it, and you take your focus off this negative stuff and put it all over here onto the good stuff, that's when the magic goes bam. And I'm telling you, it lights up. And it helps you to implement, it helps you to process, it helps you to go to the next level. And number 3 is, remember, repetition and habituation are everything. This is what we do. We create the routines and the rituals and the habits and everything else that we can get to the place of doing one thing after the other thing after the other thing. And everything levels up. Everything. Your relationships, the way you eat, the way you think, the way you move, the way you sleep, the way you hydrate, the whole 9 yards. It really is that phenomenal. And it's your choice. You ready to go there? I know I am. And I know a few sisters out there who have their pinkies up right now, and they're ready to go there. It's time to really eliminate eliminate all of these limiting beliefs. They no longer serve. It's time to get rid of them and stop playing with them. One time when my child was little, I remember going into the laundry room, and this is my son Peter, and he had his hand in the litter box, and he was playing with the poop in the litter box. And it was like, no, we don't do that. We don't play with that stuff. We need to play with toys, not that. And that's what I always think whenever I'm in the mood thinking about all of this. I think about this, and I think, you know what? What I'm doing right now, it's like Peter playing with the poop in the laundry room that day. that's not a toy. That's not for us. That's something that needs to be eliminated. You got that? Yeah, gross is all get out, but it made the point, right? All right, I'm going to leave it there, ladies and lovelies, and thank you again for joining me. Thank you so much, and don't forget, you have the opportunity at any point to get the notes on these shows. We do them every single day, and you'll get today's notes in tomorrow's email. So go to savingdinner.com and just, Peter's toys were cheap. That's funny, Debbie. Just go ahead and just put your name in there. We'll send you menus, recipes, shopping lists, and you'll get on our email list, which means you'll get the notes, the show notes, every single day. Secondly, if you want to be a part of the Stay Strong, Be Strong thing, it's easy. Go to savingdinner.com/strong and download all the goodies. It's free. You'll love it. It's fantastic. And lastly, watch the skincare. We did a Skin Deep about building this wonderful skin from the inside out. Lots of actionable information in that webinar. Again, free. Go to savingdinner.com/skin. We have all the things. That's how we roll. Thanks again for joining me. You are all wonderful. I don't take that for granted. I appreciate you all. Thank you again. Peace be with you.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.